was I doing? Oh, right. Okay, so today is November 22nd of 2024, and let's go over the yesterday's price action as well as the outlook for today. So yesterday was kind of interesting. I did not like how I viewed the market in the morning session. I had expected price to draw higher, but my mistake was anticipating where price would reverse. Instead of outlining sell side liquidity, I went with PD arrays first. And that's not something we want to do. You want to ensure that you identify buy side liquidity, sell side liquidity first, and then you want to identify PD arrays after that, because price is never going to move until it has enough liquidity to move in whatever direction you want it to move. And so yesterday I was bullish, but again I anticipated the reversal, and the reversal did uh, happen eventually, but I just did not. I was not in sync with it just yet. Time was not a factor as of yet. I tried. I did get long during the morning session during the 10 o'clock macro, and it was a pretty good trade. But I got stopped out a couple minutes later. I mean, still a pretty good trade because I ended up um, taking some of it off at a pretty good win, and then the rest I got stopped out, and because I took out some earlier, I got stopped out at break even. So that covered my loss. And then I traded the 11 o'clock macro, which was a home run, and then I traded the 1500 macro, which was also a home run. The 14 and 1300 macros, um, there was no setup. Price did not have structure, and because it didn't have structure, I did not take a shot. And the reason why those trades were good was because my drawn liquidity were the highs, right? And the reason why the drawn liquidity for me were the highs was because there was plenty of confluence at the lows. So again, I expected price to draw higher, but I anticipated the reversal a little too early. So I anticipated the reversal up here, which was ill-advised because again, we're trading from liquidity, and I thought price was going to trade into imbalance, but obviously it ran all of these lows here, right? So I don't expect these lows to get swept today, but maybe today we do get swept on ES. And so, right. Okay, here we go. Okay, so yeah, I don't expect price to delete that. I'll delete that later as I zoom in. Okay, so again, I expected price to draw higher. It did. And then once I noticed this SMT between this low and this low, or this low and this low, whatever you want to call it, this low and this low. Once I saw that draw higher, once I saw this SMT, I started looking for a draw higher during the 11 o'clock macro. On the 15 minute, there really wasn't anything. I did like how price did not draw a imbalance here. Same thing here, did not draw an imbalance, right? So as soon as I started noticing that, I started looking for an entry. Didn't see anything on the 15-minute, but I was confident in this SMT and the fact that here we did not sweep this low. Let's go into the 5-minute. Okay, so again, 1100 macro, I started watching price displace higher. We did take a long here, and I covered some up here, and then the rest I got stopped out here. So again, 10 o'clock macro, not the best trade, but still good execution on both entries and exits, and keeping to my stop. So 5-minute, didn't see anything here. Nothing as far as a double purge on my setup. Well, my type of setup. But again, I did like the displacement, right? I did like that displacement right here. I like this displacement higher. I like this institutional order flow entry drill. Same thing here. Price displays higher. We have a breakaway gap. No gaps here, but we do have this institutional order flow entry drill. And this was not during the 11 o'clock macro yet. I waited for price to just start doing this. And as soon as I noticed this wick here and how price started to close above it, I wanted to get long here. Now the only problem was I clicked the execution button a little too late, and my fill was actually up here somewhere, and I ended up obviously covering up here for about a 40-point win, so pretty good win on that one. And I did try to hold on. I did try to hold on after price swept buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity. My stop was actually right here, right at this low, and my stop should have actually been a little lower maybe. But again, by that time I was already, way in the money already, and I had one contract left, and I wanted to see if maybe the next one would draw into this high or eventually this high up here. And so again, I put my stop right down here, and as you can see here, it swept just by a tiny little tick. So still pretty good execution, pretty good wins there. This institutional entry drill is pretty good as well. So I come back into the afternoon session, right? I come back into the 1400 session. I don't see anything, because what I see is I see this dealing range right here, right? And I always say, whenever you have a dealing range, you want to use the candle that has the biggest thrust out away from that consolidation. And I use this low here on both of them. And as you can see here, during this whole time, it did not draw into 50% of the range. At 1300, obviously it was up here. It did not draw into 50% of the range. No entry. Same thing here. It did not draw into it. And so I just waited. Came back at 1400, still nothing. Came back at 1400, still nothing. Right? So again, nothing yet. So then I came back for the 1500. In the 1500, by that time, there was enough structure. Right? By that time, I already noticed enough structure because price had already swept a couple of previous highs, but it did not sweep any lows. So you have a 3-drive pattern. So once you see a 3-drive pattern, you know the price is going to draw higher. It finally hit some buy stops up here at 1400, 1430. It finally takes that 50% of the range, and obviously I wasn't here. I wasn't there for that. Same thing here. Takes buy side here, then takes sell side, double purge, knocks both participants out of the market. And so I come back for the 1500 macro. So you can see here, price does not trade into 50% of the range, but here on NQ it does. Even if you do this, 50% of the range. 1500 macro, what does it do? It displaces higher, takes out buy side, then takes out sell side. I jump in right here and cover up here. So a pretty good 50-point win there. Yeah, that was it. I did have one contract left because I wanted to see if maybe price pushed up to these highs, but it didn't. So today, my draw on liquidity are those highs. And hopefully we do get that If not today, then hopefully going into next week. So, what am I expecting today? I'm still bullish, right? I'm still bullish because I do believe the draw and liquidity are the highs because price did hold that optimal trade entry on the daily. We're still holding above this unicorn here on the daily. We're holding above this 1 hour unicorn here, 1 hour unicorn here, right? The only thing though is I do see a 3 bar pattern here where we swept liquidity three multiple times up here, but we did not sweep these lows just yet. So that's why I'm a little cautious as to being bullish above these highs here. I'm not going to be. I would like for a deep retracement. And as I said, I would like to see ES maybe sweep this lows because NQ did, right? So we did sweep this low here on NQ right here, but not on ES. So I would like to see a deep retracement, maybe sweep these lows, and then we draw higher. Sort of like right here. Okay, so as you can see here, this candle right here did sweep this previous low, right? This candle. Here on ES it did not, but here on NQ it did, right? And then the next day, obviously NQ went to draw lower, but here on ES it did not. I mean, but here on ES it finally swept that low. So once price finally swept that low, what occurred? It had a reversal, and then obviously one price went back up to sweep those highs up there. Here on ES it didn't. So pretty good price action signatures there. So I'm looking for something similar today. I want to see something get swept at those lows, and hopefully we get that today, and we get some sort of signal as to where price is headed today. We do have news at 0830, I believe, or 0945, which is perfect because I'm not looking to trade until 10 o'clock. And then once we trade that, once we get to that point, we'll see what price does. So again, today I do want to see what price does on a deep retracement, if it does. But if it doesn't for some reason, again, for Asia, the ideal scenarios would be consolidation, manipulation, draw lower, and then we get that reversal, or we get consolidation, draw lower, draw higher, and then we come back to sweep these lows, right? If we are to draw lower. Either way, let's check and see where price is headed right now. Let's start with the daily. I'm still watching this 1 hour order block here. I forgot to do it, but it's right here. Okay, so we are drawing higher, it seems. We have yet to sweep previous day high, previous day low, so the objectives have not been taken. Again, that's on the daily. I forget what day this reminds me of. I think it's here somewhere. I think it's this one right here. It's one of them. But anyways, so we haven't swept anything on the daily yet, so no objective taken just yet. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. We're still, like I said, we're still holding above this area. 4 hour here. We did take out sell side right here. Take out buy side up here. But nothing definitive just yet. There is SMT at the highs. Right here. But again, nothing just yet. So at this point right now for me, this is buy side up here, which is the Asia high. So we have buy side liquidity, previous day high. Actually, this is, Yep, previous day high, previous day high. No, this previous day high up here. But we do have this generated liquidity down here as well. Currently, we've just been consolidating. Again, buy side liquidities up here. Take a look at the hourly. So I don't see that we took buy side just yet. We took out sell side. Yep, we took out sell side. Yeah, we took out sell side down here with these lows, but here we did not. That's SMT. So right now, in my opinion, the draw on liquidity are these highs up here. Not necessarily this high, but definitely this high up here. We have relative equal highs here, relative equal highs, somewhat relative, but not as not as not as direct in my opinion. Um, so yeah, though I'm bullish, I don't expect I don't foresee price uh, drawing higher than this area here, but I could be wrong again. There is 0945 news. What actually is it? 0945. I don't care what it is. Let's just follow price. Again, we have SMT at these highs up here, right here. So I would like to see some sort of sweep up, maybe this high or whatever, but I want to see some sort of sweep up here, and then I would like to see displacement to come and attack these lows down here, because again, I am looking at these at this 4-hour drive, three bar pattern, three drive pattern up here on the 4-hour, right? So that's what I'll be looking at. Let's take a look at that's the 60 minute. That's the 60 minute. That's sell side. Current day low. Current day low. Current. That's current as well. Let's see here. I don't see any no earnings today either. We have this huge order block right here. But I'm not gonna. I'm not really interested in that. Let's remove this. Let's remove this. This is more so the 15 minute. Again, we do have SMT down here. we took out sell side liquidity, and this is the intraday afternoon high or the lunch high. This one isn't. Well, the afternoon session low. This one did not take the afternoon session low. So I would like for price to maybe sweep London. And then once it sweeps London, I want to see how it reacts. I want to see if we get that reversal. If we get that reversal, then I'm looking to draw. I'm looking to if we get that reversal and price displaces lower, then I'm looking to get short. If because we're already at this right here. We're already at SMT here, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to. What I would like to see is displacement. Once I see displacement, I'll target these lows down here because these right here are relative equal lows as well. Obviously, this one was already swept, so that's fine. You know what? Let's get rid of this. I don't need this. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. Because this is what I'm watching on the 15-minute, right? This breaker right here, it's continued to reject. Same thing here. We have this breaker here, and it's continued to reject. Right there. This is right. It's not my setup though. Yeah, it's not my setup just yet. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. Oh, well, we do have something here in the 5-minute, which is right here. Let's check one more thing. Nothing on that. Here, 4-hour SMT. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. In the 15-minute, you do have this right here. Actually, never mind. I thought that those things had swept, but they haven't just yet. Okay, so we just swept sell side right here. On this lower time frame. So like I said, right now to me the drawn liquidity are not necessarily that high up there, but maybe this high up here. So I want to see how price reacts right off the open, because again I do want to see how price trades going into the open. Does it displace lower? If it displaces lower, then I'll probably be looking to trade towards these lows and even this low down here. Because we did take out buy side here, drawing lower, sell side displacement, but nothing, yeah, nothing on the 15-minute for me just yet. Once I see something on the 15-minute, then I'll look to maybe trade short. Ideally, like I said, I do want to see maybe one more sweep and then we get the draw lower. But again, if we displace lower, I think more so on ES than NQ. I want to see ES come all the way down to these lows. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I have no idea. But even though I'm still bullish on the higher time frame, I do believe that we need to pick up more liquidity before we have that draw higher. Yeah. Actually, let's take a look at the 1 hour one more time. might have skipped something. We are holding above this right here. This breaker block here. But the reason why I don't like any of it is because this right here, there's no imbalance right here, nothing, except for up here. So that doesn't really tell me anything. So yeah, I mean, let's just wait, see what it does. Let's see what forms of liquidity it takes and what it does after it takes it. I'm not looking at order blocks or anything. I'm just looking to see where price is headed to and where price is least likely to. Um, so yeah, I want to see a sweep, a clean sweep, and then I want to see that draw in the opposite direction. Or if we get continuation, who knows? Yesterday, I knew there was going to be continuation to the highs because we had displacement. My drawn liquidity was high. It was the highs. ES did take it, so I could have either taken ES or NQ, either one, because ES, my drawn liquidity, well, my first objective would have been this high here, and then ultimately these two highs here, which were relatively equal. Um, but uh, but on NQ it didn't, right? It did not sweep this high like it did here, but it did sweep this high here. So again, pretty good. I think it's about 50 points that I took. 69 all the way to, no, it was a little lower. I think it was down here. So yeah, about 40, 45 points, 50. I don't necessarily remember exactly how many points it was, but we do have SMT at these lows. So that's why, again, that's why my drawn liquidity right now are the highs. These highs up here. Yeah, right here. So we have this right here, and then this down here. So we just opened. Right? I want to see that. I want to see an immediate reaction, and I think I might take a chance here because I do have a good feeling about price today. All right, so we haven't that high yet, but both have. Actually, I forgot to look at YM. I would like to see one side get swept, but neither has. Let's take a look at YM because, oh no, don't tell me. All right, so YM swept those highs. You know what? I'm getting short. I'm gonna do it. Let's see here. Okay, so it's a pretty big one. Just waiting a little more. Right there. Okay. All right, so I'm in one. Because on NQ, I mean on YM, we swept those highs. I'm in two. Okay, we swept those highs. I'm looking to jump in one more time. All right. All right, so I'm in short. Uh, darn. Look at that. If it just continues to draw higher, then I'll just take it off and I'll come back during the 10 o'clock macro. I'm just waiting for the next candle to open and close. Oh, darn. All right, I took it off. That was stupid, but that's fine. So we have relative equal highs up here. Yeah, that was just an ill-advised trade. I shouldn't have done that, but it's fine. So now we have just one trade left, and this one I have to be extra careful now. And um, well, be 10 o'clock. Uh, I'm just gonna be watching, and it looks like ES is about to sweep that high. Come on, this is the type of setup I like, where we sweep highs first. I mean, we sweep the low first, then we sweep the high. Come on, just a little more. Oh, we just swept that. Where is the? There it is. And we just swept that high as well. Well, we swept a drawn liquidity. I mean, we just swept liquidity up here at the London high. I want to see what NQ does. Wait a minute, this is the same trade from yesterday as well. Yeah, darn. All right. Yeah, this unicorn should have told me, but I don't see no entry in this trade, so I'm just gonna remain neutral for now until 9:45 comes along. So you know what? Let me disconnect now. Actually, that way I don't have to worry about that anymore. All right, so I'm just waiting to get connected here, see what we're doing. Here we go. Oh wow. Well, we are drawing higher. So the drawn liquidity are the highs. We do have price. So we do have this right here. Drew into 50% of the range. This one did not. Actually, it also did. All right. S&T at the highs. I'm not so convinced yet that we're drawing towards these highs. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. Nothing on the 5-minute. Yep, nothing on the 5-minute just yet. We are drawing to the new wick opening gap up there. I think if anything, the best entry was probably London down here. And the 0930 open. Yeah, nothing. I really don't like anything just yet. There's just not enough structure for me. I really don't like it. So I'm hands off and let it do what it wants to do because again, I don't like it. There's SMT at the highs, which is fine. And if there is SMT at the highs, then I do expect, and if the drawn liquidity are the lows, then I do want to see price displace lower. But otherwise, hands off. I don't like this environment right now. We have an immediate rebalances here. Nothing here. The only place I see a breaker is right here. So let me just annotate that. We have an institutional order full entry drill right here. But the drawn liquidity should have already been covered. I mean, if you were in this trade, you should have already covered that. So I want to see how this trades. If we get displacement, I'm getting short right here. And I'll look to maybe see price reject right here. So similar to this trade here from yesterday, where price blew through that, displaced lower, came back. Well, we closed below consequent encroachment. I'm waiting. Buy side liquidity, sell side liquidity. Again, I'm taking note of the 15-minute here. I want to see how this 15-minute reacts. And again, there's SMT at the highs, but I'm not pulling the trigger just yet. I want to see how this candles closes over the next few months. We are within that macro right now. I like it. I like it. I want to see price close below that. All right. A little higher because price did close below that gap. All right, consequent encroachment. All right, so I'm in. I do not want to see price come back into this right here. This would be a breakaway gap. Now I want to see price close below this gap right here, possibly sweep this low here. Couple more seconds. Close below. All right, so we close below there. So now we have actually this right here. Yeah, I don't want to see price come back up here. My entry is right here. I think I might have jumped the gun, so I'm thinking about just covering it. We'll see how this one closes. I'm watching this wick right here. We're still rejecting this inversion gap here. This would be the first objective. Okay, I'm back to break even. I don't want to see price draw higher anymore. Oof. Okay, I took it off while it was here. I just don't trust that just yet, so I'm just going to let it trade. And I'm going to wait. I'm going to continue waiting because this right here, I'm just not trusting of it. Okay, so now I want to see how this, now that it traded into that gap, I want to see how it trades. I'm going to jump back in. Just one contract though, because what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a sweep here, right? I'm looking for a sweep here. Then if it decides to come back up um, and sweep this high, I want to see the reaction of this high. But as you can see here, we still haven't violated this gap. So that's why I'm a little skeptical. That's why I'm only in one contract, which is right above here. Yep, see, I don't like that at all. About to take it off. Yep, all right, I took it off. Yeah, it's just not working. And let's see, the 4 hour is about to close pretty bullish. So Best to just let it go. Yeah, there's no structure. YM has, I think, a new all-time high. Nope, it just swept relative equal highs. So I'm just gonna let it go. So now I'm watching this high up here. What does it do after it sweeps this high? Does it reverse, come back to sweep this low? Because if that does happen, then this is where I'm getting in. This reminds me of a day. It was years. I mean, not years ago. It was it here? I think it was here. I forget when. Let's put 365. But yeah, it was. Yeah, it was here actually. I think it was. I think it was here where it had two very big wide moves, and then what happens? Price comes down, it sweeps sell side, and then we get to draw higher. Yep. Okay. So this is what I'm looking for now. Right there. Because now if you look at the 15-minute, sell size here. I mean, this would be SMT on NQ. Protected low, draw higher. But again, so the 1 hour just opened. So I'm just gonna wait then, because aside from that, there's really nothing else that catches my attention. Both ES and NQ closed above the previous buy side liquidity. It's a pretty bullish sign. There are relative equal highs between right at that area, so right up here. So yeah, I'm gonna wait to see what price does there. here. Relative equal lows. So yeah, I want to jump in right here for a draw towards these highs up here. So I'm just going to let price do its thing. Let's take a look at YM again, because really want to see, because right now a lot of people are probably long here, right? They're long here because this is what I'm seeing, but it did not draw into 50% of the range, right? So a lot of people are long here because they see this right here and this as a balanced price range. But I'm actually looking to get in right here. Yep, there it is. There's a tiny little void here. Couple more seconds. Alright, so I have my buy orders here. And my stop is going to be this low here. One contract only though, and then I'll jump in if this becomes an inversion here. It doesn't want to sweep those lows just yet. We have about 4 minutes until the macro is over. Again, there are people, in my opinion, there are people still long. They're looking for that move, but it's not happening to the long side. Three minutes until the macro is over. Okay. Two minutes. It just does not want to do it. Let's take a look at the 5 minute. Still holding above this unicorn here, but I'm just not looking to take it just yet. At least not until we get that break here. Yeah. All right. So now, if we do sweep this low, I want to see an immediate reaction. Right there. What is this one doing? I do not want to see price close down here. All right, so now with this candle, I want to see displacement. All right, just got stopped. Oh, geez. So the drawn liquidity was to the lows. All right, that's fine. I mean, we still have this low though, so still watching. The macro's over. So red day today. Still within my loss. Gave back half of what I made yesterday. But again, we're still. I mean, I'm still bullish. So I'm still going to remain that way, and I do like this reaction here. We have SMT at the highs. Um, yeah, we do. I mean, not SMT at the highs. We have SMT at the highs, SMT at the lows. So no clear indication, but I am watching still here because we do have this right here. So let me give it one more minute. Otherwise, I think that'll be it. So now I want to see price. I don't know. I want to see price close down here. But if it sweeps this low, I want to see it close like very bearish because that'll give me indication that maybe we are going towards these lows down here. Yeah, there was no entry up here. Yeah, I guess the only place maybe here, but I don't even like that. We'll give it one more try. Just needed to close above that right there. We're so close to that what's the word? So 30 more seconds, and that'll be it. 15 more seconds. We're so outside of the macro though. Yep, too risky. All right, I'm gonna let it go. I'm just gonna let it go because otherwise, I think I'm gonna end up over trading. So red day today. Yeah, red day today. It's not. It's still within my loss parameters, but I'm done trading for the day. Um, I do. I'm bullish biased. I do believe price long term is bullish, but um, I guess my initial price action analysis was right in that we would sweep the highs and then maybe come down and sweep the lows. But how low we go, I don't know. Uh, I was expecting price to draw higher after the initial reaction up here, after it did this, but we didn't come down and sweep this low. We actually swept this low. So now we're just consolidating here, and I just don't like how it's reacting. It's not reacting the way I want it to. Um, we did take out both. Um, well, we only took out one objective up here, but on ES we did take out this objective. Um, so aside from that, I just I don't trust this. Um, yeah, I really don't trust this yet. So I'll have to see what price wants to do here now, because again we have displacement. Price could draw lower. But we're outside of the macro now, so I'm gonna stay away from that. I want to see how price draws here. If it decides to come draw towards these lows, maybe draw back into 50% of the range, and then we get that displacement lower. There was no setup on the 5 or 15 minutes, so that's why I'm a little offside today. So I'll take it. Pretty good week, all week, except for today. Today I just cannot get a handle on the correct drawn liquidity, and I could not. Yeah, I was switching my bias real quick. I mean, from time to time. I mean, from minute to minute, and I think that's what kind of confused me. Um, so that's definitely something I'm gonna have to go over through the weekend. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll see you next week.